Good afternoon, folks. Another beautiful day in Detroit, Michigan. And so I'm getting all my cords and wires out of the way because I know it's just a matter of minutes. Wonder Dog's going to come flying in here to take over her studio. And here she comes on cue, man. And now she tried yesterday. There go the lights. Look. The- It cracks me up, man. And that's another reason I love going live. You have no freaking clue what is going to happen. And yesterday she tried to jump up onto the table, damn near knocked the thing down because she's larger, and it's COVID weight. It's her COVID weight. You know, she's no different than any other person, any other woman. Huh? You talk to women, they're like, "Hey, it's my COVID weight. I'm trying." She's doing her best, but she loves my headsets, any cable, anything like that for you with cat. Well, you guys have cats. I got Susie the Wonder Dog, DAWG. But it was funny as hell the first time I had an issue with her. That's when I was sitting here and I'm got the camera, and to the right is the monitor where I could see like comments where I have my guests are on. You can see that as well. So I'm talking, and also I noticed to the right, everything's starting to shake. It's like a freaking earthquake or something. I'm like, but nothing else is moving, just the monitor, which is weird, which was because the camera was moving. So as I looked, I saw the wires moving. As I looked underneath the table, she's laying on her back, grabbed them with her paws, and is just getting ready to pull the camera over. So that was kind of funny. And I think it was a day or two later, I'm sitting here, and as I'm talking, I could feel my headset being pulled. I look down. She just wants in. But, and like I said, that's another reason I love going live, because anything can happen. And, but anyways, let's see. It's Friday, a beautiful day, like I said, in Detroit, Michigan. I have been waiting for this day because, as you, if you've seen any of my past lives, videos, posts, it's because tonight, well, actually, it's right now, and I'm purposely not watching it, is the opening ceremonies for the Olympics. And that's all I've been talking about. And it's like, okay, we'll be at the gym sitting there, and OG's going to town. It's like, okay, Friday, Friday, Friday. Can't wait till Friday. And she's like, I know the Olympics. I'm like, no, I get to have another surgery.
Yeah, that too.
Which brings us up to today. Um, and it's so funny too because the before you do any shows, you have to put in a title and a description, or else it won't let you go on. At the time, I just make shit up. Yeah, it's whatever, you know. And so I think I put, what did y'all do? Or what did you all do today? Or series of events? I don't know what I put, because just to go over today's events, what we all did today, how we got our day started. What the hell did we do? Well, I'm glad you asked, because my day started out usually bright and early like that. I mean, I'm usually up by 3 just because I can't sleep with. Just I'm still recovering from the back and stuff, so just staying in one position. I usually have to get up and hit the recliner, so that's nothing out of the normal, out of the ordinary. So it was around 3:30 ish, up, and just on the recliner. And we were talking about Friday is usually off day for the gym. Fridays, Mondays, but it's been tradition for me. Anytime I have surgery, it's my gym's open. We're open 24/7. So there's no excuse for us not to work out. So anytime that I have surgery, I don't care if I'm the first one and have to be there at 5:30 in the morning, I can still go to the gym. So every time I have surgery, I go to the gym and work out beforehand. Today's no different, man. And so we get there about what, 6 o'clock or so, somewhere. We got there in the Breakfast Club. Our family of gym rats, the normal ones, were there. And of course, we just start doing our own thing. Everyone's doing their workouts, and I'm sitting there. And as of those of you who do know, I had hand surgery. Both my hands are trashed just from years of abuse, everything from tendons, ligaments, trigger point fractures, and over the years, it's just gotten worse. And then on top of that, carpal tunnel. And man, I've talked to people in the past about OG's a nurse, the pain that can happen with carpal tunnel. And if you've never had, oh yeah, that's right. First of all, hey, Thing, how are you, Thing? Come on in, say hi.
Thing is fine.
There you go.
And Lynn is fine. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
There we go.
See,
Lynn got to work out today too.
there's Thing too. So we got that going on. So this morning, get in there, do our while doing our thing, but I had to be at the hospital or at the surgical center, had to be there at 7:30. And I'm very lucky because it's very close. So figured it out time wise and had to leave around, right around 7-ish. Had to be there at 7:30. So you figure surgery would be 2 hours later at 9:00. Ended up getting there a little early. I think it was around 10 after 7 or so. And walk in and they said, well, yeah, signing in, register. And I go, I'm a little early. And she says, that's okay. That's great because they had a cancellation one before you. And I was like, yes. So I ended up getting back there about 7:30, 25 after 7.
Yeah.
I mean, just right back, no problem. And everyone knows me there. I can't even count. Out of the 45, actually 46, today is my 46th surgical procedure over the years. And probably at least 15, 20 of them have been there. So needless to say, when I walk in there, I was just like, Manny, hey, there's your room. You know what to do here. Here's the IV, get going, do your thing. There's a scalpel over there. So when he was get there, on the back, say the hellos and just start having just a great time, man. They are, I tell you what, Henry Ford, Maine, Henry Ford Macomb is who I've had to deal with. And the nurses, support staff, doctors, registration, everyone there is just incredible. I have had nothing but amazing and very just top-notch care. So get there. Going back, next thing you know, doc comes in and starts marking up my hand, explaining things to, this is what you're going to expect. And, it's, anyways, well, here, you take a look. Here it is. It's starting to bruise up a bit. And let's see. Yeah, well, you can get the hang of it. So it's a little sore. And it was funny because as I posted this part here, when I jumped in shower, even my finger, you can see all turning now, because even though it was a quick procedure, there was still damage to the ligaments, tendons, and stuff just from the damage. So even though we were joking about it, me and Dr. Barron and everybody, he did say, he goes, listen, man, you kidding around about this being a 10-minute procedure. Your last 2 back surgery were 7 hours each. He said, but this is still invasive. It's still a surgery. This is still, serious. I'm just sitting there like, 10 minutes here. I'll still do it without you. Here, just walk me through it. But no, man, he actually did say, it's going to be sore and this and that. And the whole time I'm still downplaying it, like, whatever. And I have the local is wearing off. And now, you know what? If this is going to be, probably catch you off guard, doctors actually kind of know what they're talking about. And even though I have the mindset that I know better, when we have our appointments, I feel it's more of a negotiation, and they not so much, but it's always a lot in good fun. But yeah, so it is definitely little achy. So that's how this started. Jim, over the doctor, I was back there by, I think it was 8:45-ish. Out of there by what, 9:45? And boom, out the door. And it's like, okay, well, of course I had to get a driver because they did snow me under a little bit. And but I was like, okay, well, let's go back to the gym. I could do legs. And it's like, no, you know what? We'll chill. So OG was nice enough to be my driver. And oh, that's another thing. We were discussing OG and how she's been running the show here as admin for the last year and a half, and how that all went about. And I'm like, hey, man, anytime it starts to get a little crazy, I just say, you said hi, man. You're the one that came up, said hi, introduced yourself, and then got involved as a member of our family, and then pursued it further to become an admin. And so she said, she was nice enough to drive me to this to surgery since October. So that's 10 months. 10 months 10 months. No, I'm sorry, a year and a half since she introduced herself at the gym. 10 or a year and a half there. But 10 months out of that year and a half, she had the pleasure of driving me not once, not 3 times, not 4, but 5 times since October. She's driven me to my last surgery before this one was my back surgery, so still a little stiff. But so she was nice enough to drive 5 surgeries in 10 months. And the funny thing is, out of those 5 surgeries, there were 5 surgeries, 3 different sites, but 5 surgeries, 2 backs, 2 elbows, 1 hand. So, you know what? But as you can see, hands ready to go. I'm ready. Oh, it's so weird because you're crisscrossing the mirror, and so it feels good. It's the locals wearing off. It is getting a little more ouchy. Ouchy. It's more ouchy. So
By the way, you have Carol, Karen, and Ronnie on right now.
Carol, you are always there, man. I always count on Carol. Carol, thank you so much. I hope you're having a great day, Carol, and your weekend's even better. Karen, how you doing? I know what's that?
Ronnie.
And Ronnie, I saw Ronnie has got so much stuff going on. Just getting to know Ronnie, and thank you so much for being part of this. I'm really looking forward to chit chatting with you about My Fight or War and about some of the things you're doing as well, and possibly if you're interested coming on as well. Ronnie just started with us, and we are just so you know, Ronnie, we are just an amazing family. As I always say, we're family. We are warriors. We are champions. But the main thing is we're family, and we stick up for each other. We look out for each other. We do not bully. We do not look down on people. We do not disrespect people. No shame. What we do is we support. We have unconditional love, support, motivation, and as the famous line, a well-placed kick in your ass when you need it. And it's out of love and support that we do that as well. And we have a lot of people who come on and we'd like to tell their stories. We'd like to tell their testimonials about their journey. You don't have to, and that's another thing with our family. Just so like for Ronnie and others who are just new to our family, there's no pressure. That's the main thing. In the past, with recovery, with mental health issues, with PTSD, with all these other things, we feel pressure, and we feel frustration and fear and loneliness and all these other terrible things. You are not going to feel that here. That is not what we're about. It's just the opposite. So there are no stipulations. If you don't even have to. If you don't want to do a show, you don't have to come on the show. There's people who have been part of our family since day one, and I've chit chat with a few of them who have been on for so long and never even posted until recently. But they're on constantly watching the shows. They're on constantly seeing the post and the positive input, and it just helps them through the day. And then, everyone's different. There's no magical timeline for people to say, well, you've been dealing with recovery for a year. You know what? After 6 months, you have to be at this point. There is no time clock. You're not punching a time clock. So, what we do at our own pace. There is no, you must do this. In order to recover, you have to do that. There will be none of that. And like I said, those of you who do want to share your story, God bless you, man, because I've done it. And it is hard. You are taking such painful, personal parts of our lives. And, social media is just not in your community, your county, your city, your state. Yeah, it kind of goes around the world. And so for all those who have the guts and the determination to do that, not only because most of the time it's to start with that inner peace and strength by doing it to help themselves, to be better people themselves, which has got to be our goal number one. We come first. And I've had some people say, well, you're being selfish. Yeah. Yep. Freaking A right I am. And because if we're no good to ourselves, we're no good to each other. So again, so Ronnie and anyone else new coming on.
Wanda came on.
Wanda, how you doing, Wanda? So all of those who and Wanda, I will. You know why? Because I've got the greatest family around who pops on here and puts up with me doing. They're like, God damn, he's not going to shut up. So I know what it is. Right now, they're punching in all this nice stuff. If we put in these nice posts, maybe he'll just make this a real short one and we'll get off easy. But no, Wanda, you guys know Wanda and Carol and Karen, all of you. Some of you have been around since our creation. Our born date was January the 9th, 2023. This coming January is going to be 2 years for us. And like I said, a lot of you have been there since day one. And it's just, I see the growth and I see the love every day. And I feel pretty confident saying you do as well because you're still here. Or you're glutton for punishment and say, let's see, how can I make my life worse? Look, Manny's on. Let's listen to him. So you know what? Maybe it's not so bad after all. But so no, man, I love you guys. And this family has helped me. There's no words to describe. And I know that sounds stupid and cliche, but those of you know what I'm talking about. So please feel free. And for everybody, I hope you've seen the new page that I started. And it's also a family. You have to join, and it's called Manny Vitale's Wolfpack. The reason behind that is with My Fight Our War, it is 100% to help people that are dealing with addiction, no matter what it is, mental health issues, no matter what it is. I don't care if it's eating disorder, PTSD, anything that's basically fucking up your life. You know what? Come and help. Yeah. OG sitting here. Another thing we haven't talked about is cigarettes. I mean, anything and everything that is for, like, with My Fight Our War. I have been approached by a lot of people who, and it's funny because I've talked to a lot of different people, but no one wants to come on the show. But in time, that's the thing. No rush. With Manny Vitale's Wolfpack page, it is basically, we are going to cover anything and everything that is on your mind. And it doesn't necessarily, just by saying that, I've had people say they think it's something, bad or negative that they want to talk about to make themselves feel better and help people, which is true, because it may be a subject that is tough, upsetting, hard to deal with, and bring it to our show so you can see you're not alone. But with this show, with the Wolfpack show, we will talk about anything. And the only thing, and I know some people, especially this time of the year, may want to chime in with politics. I do not want to do that. One thing that Daddy always said, and my dad passed away, I respect my dad, love my dad's wishes and all that. So by me saying talk about everything, I guess isn't true. But the only reason is in my life in the past, any type of argument or confrontation in the past with me usually ended up with extremely loud screaming and punches thrown and aggression. Um, and now I love confrontation and I love controversy because controversy brings about conversation. Conversation brings about talking, communication, ideas, thoughts in a positive manner. At the very end of the day, after everything, you still may not like that person for their opinions. They may not like you, but there might be a little give and take, just a little on each side. That was like, you know what? I still think you're a dipshit, and I still think that your opinion sucks. But there's something here that I didn't consider. So okay, so that little bit can make a difference. So with the Wolfpack page, um, let's just say politics is it's something extremely has to be discussed. Like we will consider it, but it will be basically anything that that you a topic hobbies we got just for an example. The first one we did, my brother Ian Bick, who is locked in with Ian Bick out of Connecticut. Locked in with Ian Bick. His show is just, I just want to take a second and just give a shout out to my brother Ian. Ian Bick is just knocking it out of the park, man. He is doing some amazing things with his show, helping so many people, just as all of you with all of the podcasts and shows that you're all doing as well. Yesterday, I went and I ran through a list of all of you who have had me on your show. I went through a list of people who have been gracious enough to come on my show and discuss your issues as well, because it's all about give and take. It's all about helping. It's all about communication, sharing information. It's not about, telling people you have to do this. It's saying, you know what? I do this. I've tried this and this worked for me. Why don't you consider this or think about it and let it go. If they choose to do it, great. Maybe they'll take bits and parts of it. So the Wolfpack page is something that me and Ian the other night, this was a week ago today, actually, on a Friday, out of nowhere, I called him and I just said, Ian, you want to go live? Like now? And that's for anyone who's new coming onto our family. There's a lot of shows and you'll see promos saying, this coming Friday, the 26th of blah, blah, blah. At this time, we're going to have this show. So-and-so is going to be on it. We'll be discussing this. So there's going to be date, time, the show, what it's about, who's going to be on it. And we're going to still be doing that. We're still going to be doing those live shows as well. But for me, I have, well, let's say the gift of gab, or just the gift of annoying the shit out of people and not shutting up, because I will do a live anywhere at any time. And I just love it. I never in a million years thought I'd be doing this. I've always was the guy who, if I had to get in front of the class, even as a little kid in school, up until, 20 years ago, having to stand in front of four buddies at work to do a little in-service, that friends of mine that I've known had an anxiety attack, started hyperventilating because I couldn't talk in public. And now look at me. I think I have found my niche. And I absolutely love doing shows. I love podcasts. And more than that, I love going live, man, because anything and everything will happen. I don't want someone to sit there and say, okay, cut. All right, man, we'll that was a little bit silly. You didn't do that good. You didn't do, screw you, man. Good, bad, or ugly, this is Manny. And, we're going to let it rip. Well, people have seen me on here. Something, a subject that is so damn funny that I'm laughing hysterically, just crying. So yeah, I'm happy. We might have a discussion with something going on that has pissed me off so bad. And I might even use a few foul words. And you could tell, I have been told that you can read me pretty good. When I'm happy, you'll know. When I'm upset, you will definitely know. And these are called emotions. So I'm not about to have a producer, director, editor sit there and tell me, No, okay, let's start over. No. So I love doing lives, but we do record. So those of you who may want to come on, but maybe don't feel comfortable going live, we'll record it, and then I'll make sure that you're happy with the way it went, and then we'll post it. So, but I tell you what, live is fun because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, I mean, God knows. But so, anyways, let's see. What did Ronnie have to say? I can't see any of
Yeah,
these.
it used to be the same. Now I love it. You used to be shy, evidently.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, like I said, we'll go through some of them because those of you who have stuff going on that the what
They're just saying hi.
that what we do too is I don't ever want people to think that I'm ignoring comments. I get if you as you can tell, I get on a roll, and the last thing I'm doing is all of a sudden want to stop and go over like this. And for one, I think it's pretty disrespectful for you guys. I mean, I'm sitting here having a conversation with my family, and that's all of you. And then, the comments come up, and I appreciate them and love them. Don't get me wrong. But as we're having this conversation, where, yeah, like they're talking back to me, you are. So I do have to answer them, but I'm trying to get my, a point across and all that. And so just to make sure that nothing is missed, OG is always if she's not on camera doing the show with me, she's always off camera doing working the board, working the sides, doing there's thing. So she's busy, going over comments. There's certain comments like the one, hi and all that, definitely is cool. But sometimes there are comments for a very specific reason, whether it's about a certain question that's something very important besides just hi. So at that point, OG will pop on and just say, "Listen, we've got a question from Ronnie, wondering about coming on a show or something like that." So she'll let me know on that, and then we'll go through. As far as all the other ones, I still go through them after we're done with the show, and then I'll touch base with all you guys as well. So basically, that's that. So for Ronnie and everyone new, or for Ronnie, all those who are new as well, not only you guys, please that you are all welcome to come on as a guest. And you don't even have to go through your testimony and all that stuff. If you'd like to come on just to like introduce yourself, I'm not saying that you have to come on only to tell stories of recovery or of addiction and all these dark things that happen. Yeah, no, we don't have to do that. And if that's the case, that's the whole reason, like I said, that I started the Wolfpack page, because we could sit back, just family. Hey, how you doing, Ronnie? So let's see, you're making ribs tonight. So Ronnie, where do you live? We're coming to Ronnie's for dinner. Just basic chit chat amongst family, amongst friends, to share some freaking, love, happiness, smiles, and all that. Because if you want some shit, misery, and unhappiness, go just turn the news on, and there, it's taken care of. You want to look at some positive stuff and have some laughs and joke around, put on Manny Vitale's Wolfpack. Come on with me, co-host with me, because as I've said many times, the Wolfpack page, yes, it's the page I started for him, but it's our show. It's your show. You are co-hosting with me. We are in this together. So please, if it's something that you do want to press or pursue, I'm sorry, as far as the addiction and recovery, then let's go to My Fight, Our War, man. And we will hit that with 100% sincerity and positivity and objectiveness and all that stuff. And if it's something outside of that realm, we got you covered. So it is, as she loves to hear, it's win-win. What does Thing think of win-win? Yep, there you go. You got a thumbs up from Thing because it's a win-win. And when it comes down to it, if you have a situation where we're going to do something and you're going to benefit, I'm going to benefit, and on top of that, the rest of this family is going to benefit from hearing your story. I don't even know what you call that. That's a
win-win-win.
A win-win-win. It's a win-win-win, folks. And so please, if you would like to do either show, I'm asking you to please message me. Let me know which show that you are interested in coming out. Yeah, please let me know the show, the topic, and we'll get a hold of each other. It will touch base, and as I always say, man, we'll just let it rip. And if you're happen to be like me and you are comfortable going live, I guarantee you it will be fun. And I'm not saying it won't if it's recorded, because we're going to have just as much fun, and we can even play around with that too. So, but anyways, I just wanted to kind of do a little update and how today went. Because OG here, and for all the new people, obviously the original gangster, she's got initials. She's original gangster. After all the help she's given me, she also has GA for guardian angel. She's got RN for registered nurse, BY for baby Yoda, BSN, what? MSA, SAME, SANE. That's enough. And there's more. PAININTHEASS. I'm kidding, man. Like I said, if it wasn't for her help, man, not only coming on as a member of this family, but as an admin, and just taking charge and helping from everything from all the appointments that I have, not only for My Fighter War and the Wolfpack and printers, and now we're getting the store together and other shows, and now having to. This is the best part. You know what? No, it's not the best part. They're all best parts, but this is one of the best parts. When she first came on as a member, we were just talking, and at that point, I was dealing with like an online store, and then hats, and then other shows and everything, and it was just me. And this me knows shit about IT, and it hates me as much as I hate it. And organization is not a good thing with me. So I discussed that with her as well, and she's like, "What can I do to help?" And I was like, "Sucker." I was like, "Well, you could be my admin, and which is basically running everything for me. You're taking charge of everything." She said yes. She freaking said yes. And so I constantly remind her, as this shit's getting busier and more hectic, in the best of ways, I'll always stop and just say, "Hey, listen, man, you said hi." And it'll laugh back and forth. And as serious as a heart attack, she says the best thing she ever did. This here, just to recap real quick, not only is, with her intensity and plus her work as a nurse helpful for everything, it's hit her on a personal level too, because that day that she introduced herself also informed me that her brother unfortunately lost his life and due to alcohol. So it's on a lot of different levels that she was meant to be not only in this family, but to be running it as an admin, and basically just
Becoming thing.
basically she became thing somehow. So I definitely appreciate it. And so get a hold of her and get a hold of Thing, and just please let her know what it is, or the topic, and what we'll do is we will just go from there, and we'll make it happen. And I'm just looking forward to all this, just to share our stories. And those of you who could see the direction, we obviously know what we do at My Fight Our War. But the direction with the Wolfpack, with Manny Vitale's Wolfpack show, and the diversity of everything we're doing. Those of you who saw, with my brother Ian Bick on, we spent 90% of the time just laughing about silly ass shit, about him getting almost kicked out of TSA, and almost having to dump all of his clothes out, and then having to try to just funny stuff. Him hang gliding, and then hanging out with Hulk Hogan and Chevy Chase, and just laughing about funny shit. And we're working on having Ian come to Detroit and hang out with me for the weekend and do some remotes from the city, from Detroit. So all of these things were on the Wolfpack page. Funny stuff, uplifting stuff, joking around. Well, that changed to the next show. And those of you who saw the video that I did, well, first I did a live with an introduction of a person that I met named Sean Hunt. And it doesn't flip from one story to a totally different topic story than the way this did. I hope you saw it. Sean Hunt is the mother of Jason Hunt, a 27-year-old up and coming singer, artist, musician whose life was taken senselessly in Pontiac on January 14th. Thank God they caught the individual, and he's in prison. Um, he was out on parole, but then violated it numerous times. And not only did he violate it because he was in possession of a firearm as a felon. Can't do that. And then shortly after that is when he senselessly killed Jason. And like I said, they did catch him, but there was a lot that happened with Sean wanting to turn this negative into a positive. She wanted to get Jason's story out because of the senseless violence, and not only that, but gun control, gun violence, and what's going on in our world. So she wanted to get the word out to try to maybe bring stricter laws, or maybe to modify them. We're still working on that part of the story. But the bottom line, she wanted to take such a tragedy, and instead of just keeping it, within herself and her family, she wanted to share it, something so painful, with the entire world in hopes of helping another mother or another family not feel this tremendous pain that this amazing woman is feeling every single day of her life. We talked, and I told her, what I did and all that, and she wanted to. We met each other, and we decided, what we were going to do, what she wanted to do. This is all about Sean and Jason, and sharing their story, letting their voices be heard. Because I met her the other day. Well, the first thing I did was talk to her about the details that led up to that day, because I wanted to get this out there quick as I could to get her story going. Because the biggest thing she said was, Manny, I feel like I'm being silenced. Nobody is listening to me. I feel like just being stifled. There's nothing. I've reached out to numerous people. That's all she said. I could not believe my eyes when I met her the following day, and she showed me the paperwork, the letters, the receipts from letters, the following day when we actually met in person. But the night before, when we talked, and I did a live about her and her son and what led up to that event and what we were going to be doing as a series. It was as serious could be. The content alone was just amazing. The next day we met at the we met, and we shared a little bit about that terrible day, just to give you a little insight on who Sean Hunt is, more so about her son and what happened to him. And I hope you saw it. If not, please go back to our page and you can see it again. The strength that she has to relive such a tragedy, the way she did it, you could feel the emotions coming through the phone. You could feel it. And but she did it. And why? To help everyone else to avoid being in this situation. So God bless her and her family. And we are continuing to do this. It's a slow process, because this here cannot be rushed, because she has to relive by doing what she wants to do and share this story to get her voice heard. Unfortunately, it means bringing up these painful things that she has to endure, but she's doing it. So I will keep you updated when these are going to happen. But like I said, that being said, you guys saw, hopefully, or will see, myself and Ian Bick laughing it up and having a great time for almost 2 hours, or whatever it was. And all of a sudden, a couple of days later, same show, Wolfpack letting it rip, you have to see it to believe it. And so it comes from the heart, the soul. And so that is how wide of a scope every one of you, please, please don't think you're alone. Your voice, and the crazy thing about things being meant to be, that from the reason I started the Manny Vitale Wolfpack page was I was approached by a few people saying they wanted to come on other people's shows and podcasts, but they wouldn't let them because the topic didn't fit their platform. And I get it. You don't, if it's not a topic that's being discussed, well, no, you really can't do it. Well, then I've had them come to me. They're like, well, Manny, it's your show. You created it. You could do whatever you want. And yeah, that is true. But I can't do it. If I tell people that they can't bring stuff onto the show, their personal stuff regarding stuff other than addiction and recovery, I sure as hell am not going to sit there and break my own rule by bringing my own stuff. That's just not how it works. I'm not going to tell someone they can't do something, then me turn around and do it. No, you lead by example. So all of a sudden the light went on. Well, wait a minute. All these voices, as she said, that are being not heard, that are being silenced. Well, screw that. Well, guess what? They're not silenced anymore, folks. Hit me up. You will be heard. When I met Sean, one of the first things out of her mouth, after the hugs and the thank yous were, Manny, I have never felt so alone. She said, I felt my voice and my son's voice are not being heard. Our voices are being taken away. And it was just like, are you freaking kidding? That's why I started this page, those exact words. And here this person is coming on and hitting me with such an intense story as this. And it is going to be done with such class, dignity, and respect that it deserves to be. I really hope you guys tune in to check it out, and I will keep you updated as it goes. And it's going to basically be on her terms and on her speed. But please send thoughts and prayers to Sean Hunt and her family at this tragic loss. It happened last January 14th. And so that just shows you what we will accomplish on the Wolfpack page. So I hope that straightened things out, and just to kind of give you a little overview on everything, and give you a little oversight on, it is. It's even going up the wrist now. Look at that. Yeah, maybe I should kind of take it easy. Yeah, well, till tomorrow. You said 24 hours, 25 hours, I can hit the gym. But and the Olympics tonight, folks. The Olympics start. Well, I know they're now, but I'm going to watch at 7:30, and these next few weeks are it's heaven for me. I'm a former athlete I played hockey from a little tiny guy, a little teeny tiny guy, as OG likes to say. She is just obsessed. Nothing can be small or tiny. Every time she says it has to be, it's not teeny tiny. It's like little teeny tiny. It's just like, what the hell? So, but ever since I was a little teeny tiny kid, I started playing hockey and instantly fell in love with it. When it comes to my passion and devotion for hockey, obviously I'm a little biased, but nothing was going to stop me from playing. Not even being the absolutely worst player to ever get on the ice at Civic Arena in St. Clair Shores, Michigan, is me. I was so bad. I was like in fourth grade when I started, and there were kids like first, second, third grade playing for 3 years. I literally would get on the ice. There was no skating. Ankles folded. I walked like a penguin for like 3 steps, and boop, I'd fall over. The coach would pick me up. Blah, I'd fall over, and that's all I did. I heard a story from my mother that said she couldn't take me to practice one day. And my 2 aunts, Aunt Gert and Aunt Rowena, took me to practice, and came home, and we're talking to my mom. I wasn't around, so I didn't hear this. In fact, she kept this from me for years. I mean, I'm talking, I think when I was in high school, she finally told this story. Of course, high school, all the friends around, they said, Michelle, that's my mom, he's so bad. He's the worst we've ever seen. And and they were crying. That's how bad I was. I was crying. But you know what? I did not care. I was in my element. And I knew from the minute I hit that ice over and over and over by falling over that I would never quit. And I remember that season. Um, I can't. I made who I made a comment to about one day I want to be captain of the team and this, and everybody, including myself, laughed their asses off. And that's one thing I remember seeing those guys that were so skilled and they had the C for captain. And I wanted that more than anything. I played from I was like I said, third or fourth grade, all the way through high school. Past that, I was recruited by Ohio State. Unfortunately, tore my knees apart and didn't do that. So I came back, started playing juniors past that, and then eventually into beer leagues. So I never made the big show, but some of my friends did. Played for the Wings, played for some other teams as well. Um, but I remember telling them, I'm going to be captain. And I tell you what, I was captain of 4 different teams growing up through the years. So anything can happen. And never lose faith in yourself. Never doubt. I mean, yeah. You know what? You can have that doubt because it'll poke that fire and then say these words: challenge accepted. Challenge freaking accepted. Um, so I don't even know where that came from, why that came up. But yeah, hey, what the hell?
You're talking Olympics.
Oh yeah, Olympics. So that's what it was. Just the skill. I mean, these athletes, some of them, there's a couple from Michigan, I think are 15, 16 or 16, 17, whatever the limit is. Man, to be the best in the world at what you do and the dedication, because I know the dedication that I put into it from the time I was in 4th grade all the way through junior or playing past college, especially my first years from like 3rd grade, 4th grade, all the way through like 7th, 8th grade. I was in after a summer vacation. I didn't have summer vacation, man. I was at hockey camp 7 days a week. I skated. That's all I did. 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, going to hockey camp, skating, and that's what you do when you have that passion. And that's what I did. And I only made it to a certain level because of my injuries took over. But then to see these amazing athletes where they go and how they excel, I mean, it's just mad respect. And I sit there, and when they do good and they're in tears, I'm in tears. When something happens and they lose, I'm in tears. I mean, you can feel it. And I see cousin Tony. How you doing, cousin? Love you, man. Thank you for coming on as well. Um, so yeah, I if any of you, please, if you have comments or anything as far as the Olympics go, and you would like to come on the Wolfpack show and talk to me about that, we will talk all freaking day. I will come on at 8 in the morning with you. I'm off for a few more days for recovering from my back surgery. If you want to come on and talk Olympics, a specific sport, maybe there's some Olympians that or personally, family, whatever. There are certain sports that you used to do. Let's talk about it. But
Now's the time.
now's the time, man. Let's have some fun. You know what? With that's one thing I like I said with with my platform, I don't what anyone else chooses to do with theirs. I will never disrespect anybody. There's enough negativity in this freaking world. You may not agree with what I say. That's fine. I may not agree with what you say, but at the end of the day, doesn't mean that we have to be enemies, man. It means we're here for a short time. Let's make it the best time. And on that note, I am going to food. It's time to eat. Eat. Olympics and Olympics. So say goodbye, Thing.
Bye.
Did you know that Thing, a hand can talk? Did you hear that? Say bye, Thing.
Bye.
See that? And yes, Ronnie and anyone else who's new, it gets even more weirder than this and crazier than this because you know what? I really don't care, man. If it's fun, there's enough serious bullshit crap out there that's hurting people, and away with that. This is life, and we choose to handle it and come at it any way that we choose to. I choose to handle it with positivity, strength, and you know the challenge accepted attitude. So we'll go from there. You guys have a great night. And please remember what I said about both shows. I really hope to check my messenger or OG to check her messenger and see a list of names who people would that want to come on the show and let it rip. So I love you guys. Have a great night and keep fighting the good fight.